My name is Robert. I'm 68. I'm retired. I live in Washington. I live rural. I decided to build a 64 Galaxie. I bought 3 cars for $55,400, and I'm trying to put it together into one. There's no rush. So this particular video is about, I need a brake to do some radius bends and maybe some 90 bends, but I don't want to. But again, I only need it for a couple. I don't want to buy a brake. I don't want to weld a brake. I just want to see what I just want to see what could I do and make it work. And then when I'm done, I just put the stuff away. So that's what this is about. Oh, and the other part is I need to organize my shop. So on my last build of the Trans Am, I was never really organized. Stuff was everywhere, and so I finally figured out today. You need 2 tables, and I'll show you. Part of the brake is I was thinking about building a Shelby before this, a 1970 Shelby, and I was looking around for cars, and I came across a Shelby, but I decided I'm 6'2", I won't really fit in it. So that's why I went to the Galaxie. But I did find, when I was there, I said to the guy, hey, what's that over there? There was a piece of I-beam. That is critical for what I'm doing. Again, this is just temporary. It's not supposed to be that great, but it'll work.
Yeah, about 5 minutes later. Man, I had thrown a lot in there. So this is the rest of what I found in the car. So you can see this is aluminum, I guess, because it's not magnetic. Cleans that up too. So all this is a if you make one, that's like a big semi-truck rim. This rubber here is I cut off a tire, so there's 3 points. So this is isolated from that. This here is a piece of a plastic bucket, just cut in a funnel shape and then welded together with this thing we made. And I believe, I can't remember now, I think the motor is part of was the compressor motor. So the way it shakes is that the motor is, I don't know how you say it, you know, I can't remember things anymore, but it's offset. It doesn't spin smooth, it goes kind of like that. So there's the lid of it, that was the lid that was on here. So I wrote an email to, this is about the Miller Matic 211 that I bought about 6 years ago. I don't know that I ever used it, right? But, so anyway, I wrote a letter, they wrote back. It was just confusing to me. But, I mean, there's auto set, and there's material thickness, and then there's this white thing, and then there's that. This white, blue. So anyway, the way this works is you set your wire, I think I said this last time, whatever wire type you have. So I got 23, so I set it on 24. That's the gas. I talked about that last time. That's the gas mixture. So whatever you're doing, whatever type of gas, flux core, stainless steel gas, MIG gas, whatever mixture you have, and then you set this. So once this is on the blue, you're only looking at this blue scale. I don't know why it confused me, but it did. So I'm using, so the car is all the work I'm doing is 16 gauge or 18 gauge. So I set this on 18 gauge, which is 3. I mean, there's a little adjustment. So that's it. If you do different size wire, you just change that, and you just pick your gauge. But what threw me off is the white. So if you're not on the blue, if you're not using the auto set, which I guess I never have been, you just set You ignore this chart, okay? So now, this is what confused me. You ignore the blue chart. And you go into here. So this chart, again, we'll go over it one more time because I didn't know. I just been guessing with the settings. But anyway, 18 gauge. So now we're not using the automatic settings. 18 gauge says 550 with the gas mixture I'm using and the wire size. So 550. So I set this on 550, and then again I'm setting it to the type of gas I'm using, which is the table here. Again, it isn't all that clear, but it's more clear here. Basically, these settings are the suggested gas. Let's see. It also says 20 to 30 on here. Let's see where I have it set at. So I got it at about 28. Anyway, that's it on the welder. So the rest of this video might not be that clear because I don't really exactly know what I'm doing. I mean, I know the theory. So this piece, again, I left off, I got this piece cut, okay? We know I got that piece cut, it's sitting right there. So, and we know that this is rotted, see it? And there's some rot back here. But what I'm trying to do is use metal off this car. I don't want to buy any metal. So I cut this out. Even though it's rusted, still got to clean this table off. I'm going to take the pieces. Let's see, where are they? I'm going to take these pieces and I'm going to Kiko them on with the Kikos, which I've never used before. And I'm just going to put this whole panel together. Again, I don't know that I can explain it. Well, yeah, I guess I can. So for instance, I have this angle and I have this angle here and here. But I need one more bend. I don't have a brake. So if you watch Fitz's channel, the way he says to do this, and I agree, instead of screwing around, I just cut another piece of metal, a flat piece of metal. Let me think about this. No, first, sorry about this. First, I'm going to mark that. So then it's going to be that, it'll be that shape from here to here. Then I'll cut a piece of flat metal. So I cut this off. Then I cut a piece of flat metal and I just weld it to there, and that gives me that angle. So then I have this whole piece. So basically you can do this for the whole car. So I can take a piece of flat metal here, you know, and cut it off like I say. If you just cut the pieces a little bit bigger. And again, sorry if I'm just mumbling through this. And then I was thinking about this this quarter panel, this inner trunk extension, I think they call it. I got a piece right here. No, let's see. Well, I got a piece there and I got a piece here. But that's rotted too. Anyway, I'm just gonna. Anyway, what I was getting at, I was thinking I could use some of this, and I guess I could. I could use. I don't have to use the bottom piece. I could cut it up higher. But again, what's important is that I still have the shape. I mean, it's broken, but the shape is still there. So it's just a matter of cutting a bunch of pieces and grinding, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So I wish I had some straight, flat metal, because I don't want to cut. I mean, I have to cut everything, but I just don't want to. But I'm gonna. So going back to this car again, there's all kinds of flat metal on here. You know, straight pieces, and I got this piece left over. So what I'm going to be doing next, it's supposed to be hot today, and this has got a curve. I don't want to use that curve right there. So I'm going to cut enough flat metal. Flip this back over. Again, I already have this piece, which is laying on the floor. I'm going to cut enough flat metal to go from here to here to here. And then I got these weird shapes here. Again, if you watch Fritz, what he says to do on a situation like this. Obviously, I'm not skilled enough to bend that shape, and I don't have the tools. But all I gotta do is, for instance, right here, I just cut a flat. I cut a flat piece that's like whatever that is, 3/4 to whatever. Again, you just lay it on there and you mark it on this side. So I cut that piece, and then mark it on the back side, or grind it down. And then I cut. Then here's another piece. That's another more or less flat piece. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I already cut this piece. 8. So there's like 10 pieces in here, let's say. So I don't know, again, I'm just, you know, I'm not the greatest talker either. Us construction guys, we worked with men all our lives. There was no women around to soften us up. We just swore and drank, and so maybe I'll talk and maybe I won't, but that's the idea. Cut pieces, fit it. Then after I get this whole shape, so let's just say I get this whole thing made. It's all welded together from here to here. Well, I think I'm going to weld this piece on first, above the wheel well. But once I get it all made, it'll be sitting on this. I'll lay it on here, like I said with Kiko, it'll be all done. I'll take it off, and I'll know it's right. So the question in my mind now is, if you lay something over, obviously that's an 1/8 inch difference. So I think when I lay this over, I'm not sure if you know what I'm getting at. If I lay it on here and I cut it here, it might need to be cut up higher or lower. You know, I'm talking about 1/16 or 1/8. Now, as for this little bend here, I guess that's not really a bend. I guess it's just a, well, there's kind of a bend right here. Yeah, before I do anything else, I gotta get more organized. So I was talking about these pieces. Screw it, I'll just throw them in here and see what happens. I don't know if it'll work or not. And I guess some other stuff that won't go in there. Look, they're gone. Okay, I changed my mind again. I don't want to put all these tools away and then have to go get them, put them away. When I'm done, this is all the stuff. Everything I have here, which you can't see, is what I needed so far to do the bodywork. So I'm just going to put them back. Okay, again, not knowing what I'm doing, trying to figure out how to bend pipe. I mean, sheet metal, this is what I came up with so far. I think this will work. The only thing you really need is this piece of steel that I got I went to look at a car one time and I saw a piece of steel and I told the guy I'd give him, I don't know, 15 bucks, 10 bucks. But anyway, it's two bed frames. It's a bed frame. And it's clamped here. It's clamped here. It's clamped here because it's too flimsy. But you can put so once you get this clamped down here and here and here, you can put any size pipe in here, as far as I know. I mean, I don't know why you couldn't. Maybe you'd have to raise this up or down. But again, I think I can do a half-ass break and bend round. So here we go. I can bend that. I mean, I could come up with some fancy, I don't know what, some kind of lever that would come up and bend that. Anyway, I guess the point is, I just had to see what I had and I just keep playing with it and throwing it and upside down and inside out. I don't really need this heavy duty. I mean, it'd be nice, but I don't do this every day. I mean, once I bend this piece here, I'm done. So I can take this back. Now, I don't know if you saw me, I tried to cut that pipe, thinking that I could make a slot in it, then bend it, but it doesn't work. This stuff just melted together, or it closed up, or it opened up. That didn't work. It's got to be steel. So that was a waste of $8. But let me show you this. So I'm gonna get rid of this and this. And this. So this piece is just loose. But I think without much work, I could put any size pipe in here. I mean, that's too low, but that doesn't mean anything. I could just put a piece of wood in here or metal and build it up to whatever height I want, or whatever size pipe I want. It's just a matter of this being up or down, or the pipe going up or down. So I feel good. I mean, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I was thinking about welding in a washer in here, like this, and one over here. But this stuff is so flimsy. Well, I'm not going to show you, but if I clamp that together and clamp that together, this piece will bend. So again, this is the main thing I need out of all this is this piece of steel, and I just happen to have it for, man, I've had it for like a year, just wondering what to do with it. I mean, I knew I was going to use it for metal, but I just didn't know how. So I don't need hinges. I mean, it'd be nice to have one like everybody else does, but I don't need hinges. I don't need to weld. Oh, and this is exhaust pipe if I didn't say it. But anyway, so that's what I came up with. Like I said, I screwed around with it for 2 hours. And then I just had this bed frame, and I just said, well, let me just, and it was all riveted together. I don't know if I showed any of that. And I just cut all the rivets out, and as I was doing it, I don't know, it just came to me. Again, the only real bend I gotta make is right here. Yeah, right here. This is not a bend. Well, the other idea I had is, let's say that I want to do a full length piece, but I don't want to weld anything together. So that full length piece is 32. This is let's see, I just happened to go with whatever sheet metal I had, whatever bed frame I had. Let's see what this is. This just happens to be 32. But anyway, the point is, I could lay a piece of sheet metal in here like this. And just drill some holes through here. I mean, I could drill, like I could pre-drill a hole here, wherever, a bunch of holes. Put this in, you know, all the way through with a nut. Loosen it, tighten it, clamp it, bend it, take it out, and the only thing I'm going to have is 3 little holes wherever. So yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. There might be a little bit variation, but that's the cheapest thing I can come up with. So here's a piece of pipe. Again, the clamp is still on there, so let's just put it over here. There it is. I mean, you just have to get this pipe at the right height, and that could be, I can think of a number of ways to do that. But if I want a tight one, there it is. Which is exactly what I was talking about in the first place, wasn't I? Let's see, what was that? Right here. That's just about what that is. And again, I think I could rig up something to bend, but I think I could probably do it by hand. Yeah, I feel confident now. Weird, don't ask me how I got here. It just worked out. Look at my face, it's all flush. It's getting hot out. It's been, you know, I'm in Washington. It's all winter. It's been, I'm thinking. Last 4 days ago, it was like 50. Today it's 86. That's a 36 degree jump. An old man like me, I can't really, it takes a little bit more time to, what do they call it, climinate? 1970 Shelby 500. But I decided, I'm a big guy. The Trans Am is really too small for me. So anyway, I picked one of the reasons I picked the Galaxie is it's big. But anyway, when I went to look at that, there was a 69 Mustang. It was all in pieces, it was rusted. But I knew in the end, when you build something, you gotta want to do it. Or else you get a round end on it. I mean, this is about about this. But I need a round end. I'm just babbling because I don't know what I'm talking about. But. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna do, this is the last shot. Because in the beginning I was trying to figure out how to get organized. Well, this is it. I really like this setup. I got the cars right here. I got the cart to roll stuff to the car. I got one table for tools and one table for sheet metal. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. And I did it all with wood that I had and a piece of metal that I had. And to really end this, so this morning, I don't know what time this morning is. 10:30. I put that metal in here. It's 1:40. Let's see if it did anything. Usually it takes a couple hours. I mean a day. Look at that. And it's got rubber in it too. This doesn't really hurt rubber. Now look at this piece. I mean, yeah, you can soak it, you can use electrolysis, but this works pretty good. In my personal opinion, you could do this and then just blow it off or clean it off in water or something and then just put some rust inhibitor on it.